Let's loot that chest.
A shadow.
Do this. You guys.
Yuri's taken one down. You knocked it. Well done. There! One less. Good. That's one less to worry about. You won. Oh, well done. Now let's move on. Alright then, moving on.
Yeah, there's a shadow.
Prepare yourself.
Let's go.
Yuri's taken one down. Oh, that was close. Excellent. You avoided it. Yes. Again.
This guy's the last.
Yuri's taken one down. Well done. To make it through. Let's continue exploring.
Alright, now, back to business. One teleporter sighted. Doesn't take us back to the entrance, but I'm down to keep going. Not so fast.
Yuri avoided the attack. Great show of skill. Hold on. You look distressed. Good. That's one less to worry about. You look distressed. Well done. Let's continue exploring.
Yeah! Who's up next?
Yuri's taken one down. You won. Now let's move on. Alright then, moving on.
Hey, Upstairs.
We don't see that kind of chest often. Let's not pass it up.
Dude, ain't that a rare chest?
There's a shadow! Excellent! Talking about dodge the attack! You won! Now let's move on.
Alright, let's get moving.
Look at it. One
Two targets. You can handle them.
What are we waiting for?
Excellent. Talking about dodge the attack. You won. Now let's move on.
And that's a wrap, folks. Upstairs. Let's get a move on, party people.
There's a shadow. Time for a fight. Excellent. Talking about dodge the attack.
Whoops, too bad.
Excellent. You avoided it.
Too late.
Talking about finish the enemy. Good. That's one less to worry about. You won. Now let's move on.
Okay, let's keep on exploring.
Alright. Hey guys, how y'all doing? I'm just going to skip intro and other stuff. I need to tell y'all stuff. I'm having a lot of network problems recently. So I don't know if I'm gonna be uploading as much until I can get that fixed, which hopefully should be in 2 days, or a day, technically now. But, hopefully maybe by Thursday, I can get this issue sorted out. But I've been having a lot of problems. The reason why you haven't seen me upload much lately is because I'm having a lot of problems getting my videos out. And I had a lot of stuff to show y'all, tell y'all, but I'm having problems with it. I haven't been able to upload a video since, I believe, the last video I uploaded was on the October the 5th, about Hamas accepts the Gaza hostage deal and the talks in Egypt, even though that got changed to today, which is Wednesday, and a lot of stuff has developed. And there's a lot of things I do want to talk about, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to get this uploaded, but I'm going to try and see where things will go. So. But I don't know. I don't know. And by the way, if you hear noise or hammering or a lot of things in a minute, there's people here today working on stuff. So, yeah. Anyway, so I've got a lot of stuff to cover today about Egypt, the Hamas situation, and Gaza. And Trump has did you get that out of the drawer? And I had Jared Kushner and Steve Witkoff to meet in Egypt on Monday, but they're meeting today, so a lot of stuff has developed in the meantime. And then Ron Darmer, Steve Witkoff, and Jared Kushner meeting the following day, so there's a lot of things going on today. So, and it looks like I just got an update here. It says mediators aiming to sign a deal tomorrow to immediately free living hostages, beginning Palestinian and Israeli forces say sides are close to ending deal on ending Gaza war. So this is huge, man. This very well will lead up to the covenant with many and the Daniel 927 deal pretty soon, or could. So that means the rapture is very close and we're about to have something happen very soon. That means we're close to digital ID and beast, mark of the beast, and we are very close to having a rapture. Because when they start agreeing to sign the deal. And the Nobel Peace Prize is being announced on October 10th. This is going to be pretty interesting. So it says mediators are currently planning for an agreement to be signed on Thursday between Israel and Hamas, and they will see the immediate release of remaining living hostages in exchange for a Gaza ceasefire, an Arab deployment, and a second source briefed on the ongoing negotiations in Egypt held Times of Israel. Once the ceasefire is in place, Hamas will then be able to gather the bodies of the slain hostages for their subsequent return to Israel, sources said. There are currently 48 hostages remaining in Gaza, 20 of whom are believed to be alive. The agreement the mediators are planning for Thursday will be on what stakeholders are referring to as the first phase of U.S. President Donald Trump's plan for ending the war, sources say. This is only the beginning, but it's leading up to the covenant with many in Daniel 9:27. I truly believe that. We're about to see the phases, and we're about to see the phases and the steps toward the covenant with many coming about in the future after the ceasefire. So this is going to be huge. This is going to be a huge first step leading toward the covenant with many and Daniel 9:27. So we're about to have something happen soon. But I also got this. It says the family of Nepali hostage Bipin Joshi published video from shortly after October 7th. Yeah, he's supposed to be released this evening, it's saying. So, yeah, but I've got a lot of news here I got a lot of stuff here from Public News I wanted to cover. I was having problems with Telegram yesterday, so I had to read all the stuff off my phone. I couldn't bring it up on my computer, so I'm having a lot of problems with my network and stuff the last 3 days.
Shadow spotted. What's the plan?
Let me see if I can bring it up. If not, I'm going to have to do it from my phone.
Excellent. Talking about dogs.
I also watched the Yankee game last night, and I'm actually very surprised, dude, they managed to pull off that win. I wasn't really honestly quite sure that they were going to win. I kind of thought they were going to win a game. I don't know if they're going to win a series, though. But I didn't think they would get swept.
Nicely done. Enemy
But yeah, that was really good. That was really good. They only managed to give up, well, you know,
You
but-
already taken one down.
the pitching wasn't great. They gave up about 6 runs, but I managed to come back, and really most of the offense came from Judge and a home run and his defensive play. Judge's defensive play and his offense is what really pretty much won the Yankees the game. And
Now, back to business.
and Jazz's home run to tie it up in the 5th or 6th, I think, maybe 6-6. So yeah, but if Jazz Chisholm can come through again in Game 4, we'll have a really good shot to tie the series. And I think we have a shot to tie it, but I'm going to say it's really 50-50. At this point, not even 50-50, probably like 15-20%. It's not
Hey, there's a
very,
treasure chest.
not very, the outcome of it is not exactly the best. But we'll see. We got Cam pitching tonight, and hopefully he'll come through again like he did against Boston. I feel very confident with Cam on the mound. I think he might come through, but it's going to be tough, and Blue Jays are going to battle like they did tonight, and they're going to give us a game, so it's going to be close. But I think we might be able to tie the series. But yeah, it was a good game, but it was nerve-wracking too. But we'll see. I have a feeling Game 4 is going to be put a lot of people on edge, because it's going to be very, very close. It's tonight at 6. And Cubs play the Brewers, and Seattle plays Detroit, I think, before we play. So That's why we're having a night game, because most of the games are in the afternoon. 6:08, yes. 6:08, like yesterday's game. The Yanks won 9-6. They came back and won 9-6. But that was a really interesting game. But it was nerve-wracking. It's Cam against Verland. Verland. I don't know what his dude's name is. Luis Verland. So looks like you got two young pitchers that I don't know much about Cam, except for that 12 strikeout game he had against Boston, but you have two young pitchers pitching in game 4, so let's see. Yeah, Mariners play Tigers at 2 o'clock and Brewers play Cubs at 4, so that's why we're having a night game. And I was supposed to get my controller in a couple of days ago, man, but I've got to track that package and I've got to figure out how to get it back, because I feel like maybe they either forgot about it or it was lost. And I wanted to do a video on it, but I didn't get it in on Monday, so something happened. I don't know. Supposed to be getting my new Switch in today, hopefully. I hope I get that at least. But I've got to figure out how to get my controller back. Anyway, so it looks like they're going to sign a ceasefire agreement by tomorrow. So we'll know something about what's going to happen on Thursday. And I've got details here above the news, but I don't know if I can bring it up on my computer, but I can see. And I did a video of me playing Persona 3 last night. I'm going to try to get that uploaded, but we'll see if it actually uploads. I was having problems trying to get it loaded and working again after I went back to play because it was having problems installing the update.
Yuri's taking one down.
Celebrating showing up. Let me see where I'm at.
Well done. Let's continue exploring.
Okay, there we go. Now it's working. It wasn't working yesterday. Okay, so here we go. It says, people need to follow Bubba News and all these other people because it's really good sources to get information from stuff in case you don't know. But these independent sources are really good for information to keep up to date. That's why it's good to have these people on Telegram, because they're really good for they're really good for news. You don't get this news anywhere else. I mean, you probably get it on Fox and other sources, but this type of information, these independent sources, it takes a lot of research and a lot of time, and I'm sure, but it's really good for knowing what's going on. I usually tend to watch and read these people before I get on and do videos. That way I know what I'm doing, mostly.
Prepare yourself.
I try to be up to date before I get on and start talking about stuff. Because I don't want to mislead people or tell them the wrong information. Anyway, so Trump met with President of Canada, Mark Carney, yesterday too, and I was going to watch that, but I forgot to watch it. I forgot to watch that meeting live. I missed it. But he said there's a possibility to have peace in the Middle East, he said. Said Trump and KSP and Mark Carney earlier this afternoon. I think there's a possibility to have peace in the Middle East. Donald Trump says the U.S. is very serious negotiations to end the war in Gaza with literally every country country in the world supportive of his peace plan. And like I said, October 10th is when they give out the Nobel Peace Prize. And I'm not saying he necessarily deserves it, but he wants, he believes that he thinks he deserves the Nobel Peace Prize and wants all this to be his legacy in the Abraham Accords. So we're getting close to stuff happening. This is only the first phase, but you know, all this stuff is leading up to the covenant with Mimi and Daniel 9:27. And the rapture is very close now. The rapture is very, very close now. It's more closer than ever now with with the information that we've gotten now, especially from the time of Israel and them signing a ceasefire agreement tomorrow with the Hamas. So not only is this political and geopolitical. Not only is this geopolitical politics, but this is also very
Can we
biblical,
go up those stairs?
more biblical than geopolitical. But yeah. So Netanyahu says, and this tape was developed about Iran, because there's been news about Trump going in and striking Iran again with Tomahawk missiles and some other stuff that I was listening to last night. I was listening to this last night, and they're considering going in and striking Iran again because they're rebuilding. But it says Iran is developing, and Russia, China, and North Korea are helping give Iran all these resources to rebuild, and they're helping them. So there's a possibility they could have a bomb or a nuke very soon again. Because North Korea, China, and Russia are all allies of Iran. They signed a pact to be allies with Iran. It says Iran is developing 11,000 kilometer range ICBM missiles to hit New York City, Washington, Boston, Miami, even Trump's home in Mar-a-Lago. Yeah. Netanyahu is saying that Iran is developing all these ICBM missiles to hit certain parts of the U.S. and Israel, of course. Netanyahu basically spelling out what every intel shop already knows but won't say out loud. Iran isn't building 800 kilometer ICBM just for fun. Iran is building them to have global leverage and to destroy Israel and America. These people are not, they have no interest in talks or negotiating again with America. They're done with that. And apparently Iran said that America broke the rules, and they've done stuff to where they're no longer able to negotiate with Iran. So they call them anyway. But these are the same people that said death to America. So I don't think you're going to be able to negotiate with people that are not only destroying Israel but also America. An 800 kilometer range covers all of Europe and Israel to push it to 11,000 kilometers. And you're inside the eastern seaboard of the United States. It says Tehran is trying to hold the biggest players on the planet at gunpoint. Here's the kicker: they're doing it while under sanctions, with Russian technical help, North Korean blueprints, and Chinese money. It's a slow-motion nightmare where a rogue regime underwrites terror abroad, builds ICBMs at home, and dares the West to blink. Says the West, either the West gets serious about stopping it now, or it wakes up one morning negotiating with a nuclear threat who can hit DC and Tel Aviv in the same breath. They're not going to negotiate. They're done negotiating. So either they stop this, or Yeah, there could be a risk of a nuclear bomb or something like 9/11 happening again in America with Iran. In Tehran, the Iranian Supreme Leader Khamenei celebrated the 2-year anniversary of the October 7th attacks on his Twitter X account, praising the courageous actions of the Hamas terrorists who murdered 1,210 Jews and foreign nationals in Israel on October 7, 2023. Khamenei, the courageous Palestinian Al-Qaeda flood operation, was responsible for over 7 years of Zionist regime crimes in Al-Qaeda flood. The Zionist regime suffered an irreparable defeat. Today, Israel is the most despised regime in the world, and there is now a global resistance against Zionism. These people want to destroy Israel and America. They're evil, they're terrorists. There's no negotiating with them, and they're just plain, they're just plain 100% just pure evil. They want to see another country just wiped out. These people are nothing but, they are nothing but used by the devil and evil to commit atrocities. They're 100% being used by Satan to have bad things happen, bro. It says during the massacre, the October 7th massacre, 1,200 plus murdered, 292 fallen soldiers, 5,500 plus terrorists infiltrated Israel, 251 taken as hostages. 48 are still held in captivity today. In his 2 posts marked on October 7th, one in Hebrew and one in English, Netanyahu marks an unusual choice of words and speaks of elimination of Hamas rule rather than the elimination of Hamas. It says this is not accidental wording used by Netanyahu, and this also does not signal a change in Gaza's war objectives against removing Hamas. Prime Minister Netanyahu is adjusting the nuance as to not harm the sensitive negotiations currently taking place in Egypt. So it says this. It says Israeli officials cautious optimism at the end of the day of discussions in Cairo. The negotiations team this evening on their simplest points before addressing the sensitive topics tomorrow. Tomorrow, Ron Dahmer from Israel, Steve Witkoff and Jared Kushner from the USA, and high-ranking Qatari officials are expected to join the ceasefire negotiations in Sharam al-Sheikh, I think, actually, now think about it. Egypt, also Turkish intelligence chief Abraham Kalan will visit Egypt on Wednesday to take part in the Gaza ceasefire talks. However, the Qatari Foreign Ministry told Al Arabiya that significant time gaps between phases of the Gaza deal risk causing it to collapse. Senior U.S. officials say they're cautiously optimistic about securing the Gaza deal this week, with Trump's envoy Jared Kushner and Steve Witkoff set to remain until an agreement is reached. Netanyahu military pressure brought Hamas to the table. One senior U.S. official said now it's time to make the deal. I forgot something. I gotta go take my picture. I gotta go 10 minutes. I'll be right back, guys. I forgot.
Yori's been knocked out.
Did you miss me?
Good job, Yori. Now strike back.
Just like that.
What's next?
Alright, I'm back. Okay, alright. And Bubba put out a video about the ceasefire update yesterday. I was listening to it. Last night, exactly. I was listening to last night's. It says Hamas is now demanding the Israel return the bodies of slain leaders Yahya and Mohammed Sinwar as part of the Gaza negotiations, according to the Wall Street Journal. It says the deadline has passed. Hamas is trying to sabotage the talks. They are stalling, and Trump must follow through. It says in recent hours, several key figures have arrived in Sharm el-Sheikh, including Turkey's spy chief, the Qatari PM Jared Kushner, and Steve Witkoff. They're expected to be joined soon by the leaders of Palestinian Islamic Jihad, Ziad al-Naqala, and other senior leaders. Hamas keeps making more demands, but multiple sources, including Israelis, are optimistic about a deal. Senior Israeli officials to Arab media outlets, we are cautiously approaching the completion of the first stage in the Gaza agreement. In other words, the Gaza peace plan is a 20-point peace plan, so it has several phases. But this is only the first phase, and it's leading up to and possibly the full-on covenant with many, in I believe Daniel 9:27, and full peace in the Middle East. Because eventually, one day, pretty soon, someone's going to come in and promise peace, but it's a false peace, that's going to be able to sign that deal that will lead to a covenant with many in 7 years. Eventually. There will eventually be peace in the Middle East, but it will be a false peace. And that's coming. And I think Jared Kushner's going to be the one that's going to do that. I really do. But I don't know. Because son-in-law Jared Kushner's kind of shady. And it says it's very interesting. Trump to attend the signing of the ceasefire agreement, and that ceasefire agreement is tomorrow. Very interesting, because according to the Times of Israel, that ceasefire agreement will be on Thursday. Very interesting indeed. All eyes on Sharm el-Sheikh. Egypt's President al-Sisi has invited U.S. President Donald Trump to attend the signing of a ceasefire agreement between Israel and Hamas. This is clear indication that negotiations in Sharm el-Sheikh are progressing well and everything remains on track. Hamas leader Khalid al-Hayya made his first public appearance since surviving the Israeli strikes in Doha, Qatar, back on September 9th. He's part of the Hamas delegation participating in the Gaza agreement talks in Sharm el-Sheikh, Egypt. This is Ben Gavir. He says, here's on the Temple Mount, there's victory. We are the masters of the Temple Mount. Says Israeli Minister Itmar Ben Gavir. That means that if they're already talking about Temple Mount and they can do this, we're very close to the covenant with many and Daniel 9:27, and it's a possibility. The rapture's close. It's closer than it's ever been before, I believe. And it's soon. Not to mention October 10th, this is when they're giving out the Nobel Peace Prize, like I said. So we'll see where this goes on Thursday, but it's going to be very interesting. It says, here's on Temple Mount, there's victory. We are the masters of the Temple Mount, says Israeli Minister. In every home in Gaza, there's a picture of Temple Mount. Today, 2 years later, we are victorious on Temple Mount. If you watch, and if you want to know an example of like where this deal is going, watch Left Behind. Left Behind. I think it's Tribulation Force. I think, actually no, I think it's just the original Left Behind. But watch that movie, and he talks about how that happens, and how not the Nicolas Cage one, but the original Kirk Cameron, the Kirk Cameron movie. Watch that, and he explains to you how they ended up rebuilding the third temple and how this works, and how he manages to make peace with the Arabs, the Arab nations, and Israel makes peace, but this person who makes peace confirms a deal or a covenant with the Arabs and the Israelis and other countries. So, right here. This was back in 2000, but it's very significant. I'm going to show y'all exactly what this is leading up to if you want to see it for yourself. But I know where this is going. So, because I've read enough stuff and I've studied it. I've studied it and I've read it and I've kind of learned a little. I've learned a lot. So, I kind of have an idea where this is going. So, let me see. So here's go here. Hopefully I can bring it up. Make it from.
You won. Now let's move on.
But we'll see. Anyway, actually, just hold on. Try to bring it up, but yes, doing it again.
Honestly.
Hey, listen.
Okay, let's.
It's so quiet. You can hear our footsteps echo.
Hey. Say.
Ooh, maybe there's something nice inside.
Hey.
So we go here. Right here. It's right here.
Marks the beginning of the rise of the Antichrist. He will control 10 kingdoms, which in turn will control the world.
Yeah.
Yeah, but 10 giant tracks of music real estate isn't so much a cover.
Unless they have even for sonar trying to rock the world to survive. And this second Thessalonians. And the Antichrist will sit in the temple of God and declare that the whole world He will rebuild the temple. I guarantee it.
So once he makes peace with these nations, it allows him to rebuild the third temple.
And just sit behind and watch them build this thing and make peace with Israel. Peace.
They'll make peace with Israel. So, there you go. The covenant comes after that.
Nehemiah chapter 26. That he will perform a covenant with the land for 7 years.
He will confirm the covenant with many for 7 years. After this ceasefire agreement, this very well could lead to the covenant with many in Daniel 9:27. And this stuff is going to be in phases, but it's going to lead up to the covenant with many. I guarantee you. If not the covenant with many, if not something big happens on Thursday, and we'll see what happens with this ceasefire agreement, but it's going to be huge. Because this is biblical prophecy unfolding again right in front of people's eyes, and they don't even know. They don't even realize it. The world doesn't even realize it. And I don't think a lot of them don't. But it's another sign of prophetic stuff unfolding. All the big stuff going down in the Middle East leads to prophecy unfolding. Anyway, but yeah, they'll make peace with Israel, which will confirm a covenant with many for 1 week, which is 7 years, which allows the rebuilding of the third temple. And they're already talking about that they have control of the Temple Mount. So yeah, something's very close, man. And we'll see what happens on Thursday, but it's going to be interesting where this is going to go. So it says, Saudi Arabia condemns Israel officials settlers for storming Al-Qaeda mosque compound. Just like clockwork, says, here comes the condemnations from the Muslim countries. Saudi Arabia condemned on Wednesday the storming of Al-Qaeda mosque compound, Temple Mount, by Israeli officials and settlers under the protection of Israeli forces. The Saudi Kingdom reiterated its strongest condemnation of continued attacks on the sanctity of Al-Qaeda mosque. That's why I'm a huge fan of the Left Behind movies, because there's so much significance with the movies now, including like right now, with what's going on. But there's a lot of stuff going on right now that compares to those movies. And I'm a big fan of the original Kirk Cameron Left Behind movies. I don't know if I like the remakes as much, but I love the Left Behind movies. I've watched them so many times. I love the Left Behind movies. Saudi Kingdom reiterated strongest condemnation of continued attacks on the sanctity of Al-Qaeda mosque, said a frequent foreign ministry statement. It says it stresses categorical rejection of anything that would undermine the historical and legal status of Jerusalem and its holy sites. It's called on the international community to hold the Israeli authorities accountable for the series of ongoing violations against Islamic holy sites and innocent civilians in the state of Palestine. And there was big talk about gold going up yesterday too, man. It says with the war rumors in the air and uncertainty of global financial markets, well, honestly, I'm just amazed at the run up in gold. It's up to 52% in the past year alone. 1 Peter 1917, be called the Father who without partial judge, according to each one's work, conduct yourselves through the times of you stay here on earth in reverential fear, knowing you were not redeemed with corruptible things like silver or gold from your aimless conduct, seed, and tradition from your but with the precious blood of Christ as lamb without blemish and without spot. Yeah, and it says eventually this stuff becomes useless because without the mark of the beast, you cannot buy or sell. So, you know, gold and silver become useless. They throw their gold and silver in the streets, man, eventually. That's what it says. So, it'll eventually become useless. Because without the mark of the beast or without the digital ID, probably you won't be able to participate in certain things. Participate in doing certain things. So, yeah. You can't buy or sell. That's why gold and silver is going through the roof, because eventually it will be useless. Our riches and rewards are being sent forth to glory. We won't be here to watch earthly treasures burn. Send your riches ahead as what awaits us in glory, both of those things are on earth. And then this is what came out a minute ago. It says Netanyahu's rivals meet in secret vow to topple government. This is another very, very interesting development being reported by Israeli outlet Ynet. In a closed-door meeting without any media photos or even allowing any Arab parties in, these Jewish men met behind closed doors today. Birlep and Ben Gantz and Naftali Bennett all served as previous prime ministers between 2020 to 2022. All six of these men, including Lieberman, Issachar, Garland, discussed plans to overthrow Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and endorsed Trump's plan to free the hostages and to form a new healing Israeli government. They want to overthrow Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu in the days and weeks to come. The divided country will fall, and this will set the stage for a new global leader to rise to power and unite Israel to protect the Jews and unite the Israelis. 927. Yep. I knew that was coming. Isaiah 28:15, Revelation 6:1-2, and many more scriptures. Big changes could be coming in the next few months. All stage setting for what's coming, the Antichrist soon to enter the picture. Yep. Not too far away from the rapture and tribulation, man. I still have my theories on Jared Kushner, but we'll see who this person's going to be that's going to come out of the shadows to try to sabotage Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and make peace with the Arabs and confirm the covenant for 7 years. We'll see who it is. I doubt we're going to get it, but the rapture's about to happen. There's no doubt about that. Let me see if I missed anything. Illinois and Chicago sue Trump over National Guard development. Stephen Miller says Trump has plenary authority on CNN today before government going silent in an obvious Freudian slip. It's Trump's tradition of claiming complete and absolute power to take action on a political issue with no limitations compatible with a free nation. This is prophetic and expected of the lawless one, as Scripture says, he shall seek to change times and laws. There are people out there that think Trump's an antichrist. I don't think he is an antichrist because in order for the antichrist to come in, the rapture has to occur first before he can actually reveal himself on the world stage. So the world to the world. The rapture has to occur before he can reveal himself to the world, and that's not happening. So I don't think Trump is an antichrist. But then it says, while the Dow can rise, while gold and silver surge, rotation of hard assets plus big caps, institutional money ends up buying all stocks. They're pilling into mega cap industrials, energy, and financials that benefit from inflation hedging. This props up the Dow, 30 large industrials, even while the broader economy is shaking. Notice the S&P 500 rising smaller than Dow's, confirming its concentrated buying, not broad straight flight into U.S. equities as last safe risk. Foreign capital fleeing weak currencies, yen, euro, often linked to both U.S. equities and gold.
time for a fight.
It's a paradox. Markets see U.S. stocks and savings in the whole market and still
One less to worry
metals.
about. You won.
Short covering and technical bounce. A lot of traders shorted equities, making a shutdown. Action. Auction chaos, which when they didn't immediately hit short numbers, letting several up. Metals is climbing at the same time, so institutions don't buy the if everything's fine story. Coca crash signals consumer stress. Cocoa down negative 4.71%. Equal commodities led to tied to discretionary consumer spending on weakening. Contract consumer weakness versus metal strength stock rally is fragile and artificial. Dow strength real recovery is likely a rotation plus short squeeze, not genuine growth. Metals are true tailored. Gold, $3,900 and silver, $48 are systematic red flags. Prices signals a divergence style of plus metal late stage cycle sign like 2007 with gold stock growth for equities crack. Projection if shutdown confirmed next treasury auction wobbles. Dow whiplash down 5 to 10 days, gold surges to 4,000, silver 50 plus. ICR pluses passes and auctions stable.
And that's a wrap, folks.
Dollar loses global bid confidence. DXY collapses, treasury funding stress, pointing to some diversity levels. Gold 4,200 to 40,500 plus, silver 55 to 60. Timeline November to January. Stage 5 crash, severe depression by Q1 2026. Fed forced to monetize debt, pump one leave on steroids. Real economy shock, employment spike, snap benefits delayed, social risk, dollar seen, structure broken, and global trade. Yeah, they're going to try everything they can to get rid of the US dollar and bring about the digital currency. They're already doing it with the digital euro. Timeline merchants, no, that's just put down, solid rates, production for 60 passports, euros, keep things flipping. Breaking news, the International Monetary Fund is warning banks and supervisors of liquidity risk in 9.6 trillion fixed FX market. Regular stock market crash is delegated to CBDCs. Or as I like to call it, stable coins, same as smart cities, 15-minute cities, Trump likes to call freedom cities, low, sounds to me like most their mocking time, man, all this. Jamie Dimon is someone everyone should be listening to. He knows how our economy works. We're 3%. We already have battles on the ground in 48 more countries. Jamie Dimon said at the annual event in Washington, D.C. in October. Israel increases its THAAD air defense systems from 6 to 11, prepares to strike Iran again. Each system includes 42 to 48 launchers with up to 550 interceptor missiles. Israel is prepping to strike Iran over its concealed stockpile of enriched uranium, reportedly 408 kilograms according to Iran. Israeli officials say intelligence says Iran's 400 kilogram enriched uranium stockpile remains for no detonation mission during the strikes.
It's up to you whether to continue or not.
Cool. Time to move on.
The Russian Air Force sent another AM-124 to Iran for the first time this week. First world's largest cargo plane is Russian missiles to deliver large military equipment. Skyrocketing gold and war exchange, the price of gold reached unprecedented levels of $400,000 US. Per troy ounce locked over 6.35. The global economic system is in a state of complete turmoil. Gold is skyrocketing to alarm levels as big nations of the world are going to war.
Who's up next?
Iran just shut Strait of Hormuz for Western ships. IRGC's chilling Persian Gulf threat to U.S. and Israel. EU goes the same way as China. Israel and Iran on the brink of preventing the war, the next war. China warns World War III starts this month when Israel will attack Iran. The world's on the precipice of World War III, this video based historic.
3 enemies.
Prof,
They shouldn't be a problem.
Juan Zequin predicted
Focus.
whose predicted history model has uncovered the truth about Israel, Iran, War 2.0, and much more in geopolitics. So,
That's one less to worry about.
let's see if there's anything else here. Two men plotted an Islamic State start attacking the Jewish community in northwest England, with aim at killing hundreds of innocent people. The British prosecutors said on Wednesday the start of the trial. Salah 38 and Amir Hussein took 2 are charged with preparing terrorist acts.
All right, you won.
It's over.
Khalid Saddal's Dewey's brother, Bilal Saddal 36 is charged with failing to disclose information about acts of terrorism. Previously not guilty on trial at Preston Crown Court Judge Mark Law.
Focus.
So yours indicate that nothing to do with last week's daily attack on synagogue in Manchester and timing of the trial was coincidental. Prosecutors said Lisa Dewey and his son had embraced the roots of the so-called Islamic State and were prepared to risk their own lives in order to become martyrs. Willis Dude had arranged for 2 assault rifles and an automatic pistol ammunition to be smuggled into Britain with the further 3 weapons and more ammunition to be delivered when he was arrested in May 2024. Prosecutor Harpreet Sindai said Sundu said the assault rifles were similar to those used in the 2015 attack in Paris, which killed 130 people and were capable of causing untold harm. Untold harm is precisely what's it's the Dewey complained to calls together with the defendant Amir Hussein. Then Dewey said, before he was interrupted by Hussein, cut him from the dock house in David. So Dewey said that Wallace Sandu said though Wallace had Dewey and Hussein's plans was to identify a mass gathering to whom they could attack the man thought that was called Farouk. In addition, they said so any law enforcement
Nicely done.
or police officers got that way. Sandu said told the jury that Wallace, Dewey, and Hussein were arrested because Farouk thought they wanted to kill hundreds of innocent people just as they did was in fact property.
No matter how many shadows.
IDF troops eliminated several terrorists attempting to attack an IDF position in Gaza City area. Earlier today, Wednesday, IDF troops operating in Gaza City identified several terrorists on the way to attack IDF troops in the area. The troops, in cooperation with the IAF, struck and eliminated several terrorists. Searches for additional terrorists were earlier when there were no injuries among IDF troops in this incident. IDF troops under the Southern Command continue to operate against terrorist organizations in the Gaza Strip in order to threat the civilians. Attached are photos of the weapons found on those terrorists. Documentation from Egypt the moment Rikoff and Kushner arrived for negotiations with the White House.
Good. That's one less to worry about.
Let me see what they're saying about what happened with the talks.
Well done.
It's
Let's
over.
continue exploring.
Alright, now, back to business. Look at it. Running around like a crazy.
They shouldn't be a problem. Good. One less to worry about. Nicely done. Enemy eliminated. All right, you won. Great work out there.
All right then, moving on.
Alright, so let's see.
Look at it. Running around like a crazy.
Prepare yourself. They shouldn't be a problem.
You guys.
Do you know that
One
simply
less to
choosing
worry
sides
about.
in Israel can have a big impact on real people's lives? For so many Israeli families, this isn't just business. It's how they hold on to their traditions and support them.
Have you noticed that we are living in days that seem to be written in the pages of Daniel and Revelation? That the newspaper headlines sound like ancient
Yuri
echoes of
avoided the
millennial
attack. Great
prophecy.
show of skill.
Well, my friend, the day has arrived, October 1st, and the entire world seems to have taken a step that could change everything. A global agreement, a promise of peace, a speech of security for all. But is that really it? Or is it the beginning of the unfolding of the prophecies that announce the time of the end? When I woke up today and saw the news, something inside me trembled. Several countries signed a peace agreement, the so-called Century Deal, led by Jared Kushner, Donald Trump's son. And you know what's even more curious? Many political analysts called him the new architect of world
Good.
peace.
That's one less to worry about.
And are we just facing a clever politician or something much greater, something spiritual, prophetic, and inevitable? I'm not here to spread fear, but to open your spiritual eyes. The Apostle Paul wrote in 1 Thessalonians chapter 5, verse 3, when they say peace and security, then sudden destruction will come upon them, as labor pains upon a pregnant woman, and they will not escape. You understand the weight of this? Peace and security. Exactly the words used in every report about the agreement. Do you see? It's no coincidence. It's a fulfillment.
Check out
Now,
that fancy
something that will give you chills. Daniel chapter 9, verse 27, prophesied that a man would make a covenant with many for 1 year, and in the middle of it, break the pact. This prophecy is one of the most precise in all of Scripture.
There's a treasure chest.
And you know what's most extraordinary? The word many used there is rabbi in Hebrew,
They
and
shouldn't
it
be a
means
problem.
a large number of nations, not the entire world. What do we have now?
Yuri's taking
Exactly
lockdown.
that. An agreement with Jordan, Egypt, Saudi Arabia, Qatar, Turkey, Indonesia, United Arab Emirates, Pakistan, all entering into the same pact, an unprecedented alliance, and 10 more countries waiting to sign. Brother, can you imagine? The whole world coming together around a promise that seems good, but carries the poison of deception. Peace and security, they say. But we know. It is the precursor to chaos. But there is something you need to understand. The Bible reveals that before the Antichrist is fully revealed, something must happen. 2 Thessalonians chapter 2 verse 7 says, "For the mystery of lawlessness is already afoot. Only he who now restrains will do so until he is taken out of the way." And who is this who restrains? It is the church. It is you. It is me. It is God's people on the earth. As long as the Holy Spirit dwells in us, evil is limited. But when the church is raptured, the scene will be set for the full revelation of the glorious one. Do you understand what this means? The agreement may seem political, but it is spiritual. Every signature, every speech, every applause is building the stage for the fulfillment of prophecies. The world is crying out for a leader, and that leader will come. The Bible calls him the man of sin, the son of perdition. He will bring brilliant solutions, resolve crises, unite religions and control economies. And the whole world will follow him, thinking they have found the Savior. But do you know what is even more impressive? He will come imitating Christ. He will be a false prince of peace.
The other guy? Oh.
What's this?
He will offer answers where no one else has been able to respond. He will promise stability.
Don't let one say you love with words. For your words create
prosperity and equality, but all of it will be nothing but a great trap. It is the final deception, prepared since Eden. And that is why I ask you with all my heart, are you prepared? Because if the prophecies are being fulfilled before our eyes, it means that the rapture is much closer than we think. Paul said in 1 Thessalonians chapter 4 verse 16, "For the Lord himself will descend from heaven with a shout, with the voice of the archangel, and with the trumpet of God, and the dead in Christ will rise first." The term shout comes from the Greek teleusma and means a military command, as if the general of armies himself were shouting, "Return home." Can you feel the power of that word? A direct command from heaven, calling its soldiers to eternal rest. That is what is about to happen. My brother, my sister, it's not a time to play with fate. The time to observe from afar has ended. The signs are clear, the prophecies are fitting together, and God's prophetic clock is marking the final minutes. And now I want to ask you something. If you believe we are living in the beginning of the end, if you feel in your heart that Jesus is returning, write in the comments, "I am prepared for the rapture." Write with faith, declare with courage, because this declaration could be the start of a transformation in your life. When I look at everything happening, my heart tightens. The whole world is celebrating this agreement. Headlines shout, "Peace in the Middle East," and world leaders pose smiling in front of the cameras. But behind these smiles, something dark is moving. There is a spiritual gear turning, and those with spiritual eyes see. It's as if we are seeing the pieces fitting into a prophetic board that God revealed thousands of years ago. The prophet Daniel saw it, the apostle John wrote about it, and Jesus warned us. And now we are living it. The prophecies are no longer distant stories. They are today's news. Want to see how this makes sense? When Daniel...
Tired of being told no by your doctor, your pharmacy, or worse, your insurance company? You're not alone. Millions of Americans are waking up to a broken healthcare system. That's why more and more people are turning to All Family Pharmacy. We believe in medical freedom, so we deliver the prescription and the
And some Republicans have refused pay during this government shutdown, including Dan Newser up in Pennsylvania, Commonwealth, a great friend of the show, Senator Ted Cruz as well, refusing to get paid during this lockdown. But it's good to hear from the lips to our ears TSA agents who are dealing with this right now.
This game, you're not ready for it.
A lot of stuff to talk about. Putin, in general. Now, this morning he's made it very clear two things he's come out and spoke about earlier this morning. It's pretty much all over the news. Number one, talking about this other tree that is now fallen to the wayside. We were trying to get Trump to really come to the table last week, and Trump pretty much ignored it. And now this other treaty is going to the wayside of nuclear weapons. Now, since rushing to withdraw from the 25-year agreement with the U.S. to dispose of plutonium used for nuclear weapons, you gotta look what Satan's doing. And it's so obvious that people are just not paying attention to it. He's doing it to this community, he's doing it to the world's governments, he's doing it to everybody. Can you see it? I'm going to break it down for you. What he's done, he's come in here. He's convinced everybody that everybody's the enemy. So he's got everybody looking over their shoulders. These world leaders are doing the same thing. They're buying right into it. I hear people constantly say, Chris, this has happened before. This stuff has never happened before. That's another lie of the devil. He wants them to believe it's happened before. These are people that ignore the news. They don't care. They don't study. They don't do anything. They just go around and whatever they hear on Fox. You'll hear about these people have channels. It's really, if Fox tells them it's okay, it's okay. If Trump tells them it's okay, it's okay. You know, that's what they're going to believe. There's nothing we can do about that. But what Satan has done is literally put everybody on the time. Right now is the only time I can ever remember that we're all walking on the end. That's what's happening right now. You might not be able to see it, but it's there. We're walking on the end. This world is 1 inch from a disaster. It's never been here before. He's created paranoia. It could happen down in Venezuela. One wrong turn. Venezuela's backed by Russia. They're backed by Venezuela. Same thing with Iran. Right now, North Korea, China, Russia are flying equipment in there so fast we can't see straight. We're doing the same thing in Israel. And the big thing is right now, just to think, our soldiers are not getting paid. They're not getting paid. They'll get back paid if they ever get the government started again. But the money flowing into these other countries is still going. They're getting paid. So much for America first. I told you that stuff was hogwash when they get it. They're going to tell you exactly what you want to believe. That's what they're going to give you. You can't trust politicians. They're all rats. And people ain't figured it out yet, but I'm telling you, when they do figure it out, most of them will be too late. This insurrection. Right now, it's unsafe to be in Chicago. One of my favorite cities. Literally, it's unsafe to even live there at this point. A civil war is breaking out there like nothing we've ever seen or ever came across. This country, half of it don't even believe in God. Half of it is standing against the other half. Now Satan's actually went to the Christians and turned them against other Christians. I'm telling you, he's going to and fro. Everybody's eating it up. Gossip, fighting, attacking others. Satan's got everybody right where he wants them. You can make every excuse why you're doing it, but
are still at the end. That's who's setting the stage. And people are buying right into it. Literally, there's never been a more dangerous time to be on this planet. And that tells me we're definitely here at the end. Gold is over $4,000. Never been done ever in the history. What does that mean? That means the economy is crashing faster than we can sustain. While they're telling you it's great, we're putting more people at work, more people getting laid off.
What if you were prepared for all these interview curveballs? Practicing interview with one interview.
Boy, do I love coming here. Walking down that hallway sheet.
All lies. And everybody believes the lies. 12:45 p.m. gold passes $4,000 per ounce. The IMF warns banks prepare for a dollar shock. The more this goes up, the world will end. Bottom line. There's no other way of looking at people. When gold gets this high, the world's going to war. It's already in it. And you just don't know it yet. World War II, they was in it almost 2 years before they even knew what they was ever in it. We've been in it for about a year.
I'm afraid not.
Still don't believe we're already right smack in the middle of it. The price for an ounce of gold has broken through $4,000 an ounce for the first time as of early morning hours the U.S. East Coast on October the 8th. Meanwhile, the Internal Monetary Fund is warning banks to prepare for a dollar shock and have sufficient foreign exchange FX funds to cover U.S. dollar exposure. The U.S. dollar is going to buy. Why is that, Christopher? Because this is the time for the warning system. This has been planned. We told you it was coming. We told you what season you was in. We're there. And it's not that we're prophetic or anything else, we just see the writing on the wall. You follow gold, we know you're at the end. Now, spot gold jumped 1.2% to $4,332.46 per ounce at 6:53 GMT. U.S. gold futures for December delivery climbed 1.3 to 4,554 per ounce. Now, international fund warns banks, financial institutions that dominate the $9.6 trillion currency market should hold the necessary liquidity and capital buffers and run enhanced stress tests to prevent disruptions to the financial system. According to the International Fund report released on Tuesday, October the 7th, global banks have significant dollar exposure in their balance sheets, making them vulnerable to potential funding shocks. Stress in the FX markets can spill over to other asset classes, tightening financial conditions, posing risk to macro financial stability, especially in countries with significant currency mismatches and vulnerabilities. It's pretty much when the whole world starts to collapse like this, they go to war. It's happened before, and nothing like this, and not with the weapons that exist today. This right now, ladies and gentlemen, I don't care what anybody tells you, it's the most dangerous when this sucker does go, and it's going to go, don't think it's not, it's going to go. The Bible tells us it's going to go. When it goes, people will not know what to do. It's going to collapse so fast that we'll see what's coming. The only thing you've got right now is to keep your eyes on Jesus. He knows what they're doing. He knows. Why do you think he put the brass on the tips of everybody's tongues? It's there. That also tells me the great lie is coming. UFOs, all of it, it's about to come to fruition. That's why God has got everybody that didn't even know about the rapture to know about the rapture this moment. Don't ever think that God is not controlled. He is way in control. With watching this and how much this money and gold has went up since they sacrificed that red heifer on July 1st, there's no denying what's happening here. Now, 12:45, gold futures at this hour have risen again. It's now 4,081. This has never happened in human history. Gold When it goes up, the world collapses. That's just the way it works. Everybody's taking everything they have and putting it in Gokul's gold statement. That tells you the world is giving up on money and fiat currencies.
Oh, welcome back.
They don't trust it. They don't have it. They have all the reason not to trust it because this U.S. government is printing cash like it's going out of style. Trump keeps the printing press going, and it's just with that he is literally devaluing the money by everybody collapsing. That's what the sad part about all this is. We're all watching in real time the collapse of purchasing power of the U.S. dollar. The higher the gold goes, the less our money can buy or anything else. So what happens? This right here is what happens. China bans iron ore purchases from Australia involving U.S. dollars. Everybody's already quitting buying the dirty marbles. The U.S. dollar is collapsing. China bans new BMP iron ore cargoes, escalating pricing disputes. China is refusing to buy iron ore from Australia, the largest mining company, in U.S. dollars. As resolved in the Shanghai Cooperation Organization at the start of September, China wants a greater global role at the national yuan currency and less of the USD. And this is happening. Also, all your treasury bonds, like Japan owns the most, they're selling them off at rapid fashion. That's also good for confidence. The way this is going, the dollar bill will be able to buy nothing. Your currency will be completely devalued by December. It will be gone. That's where this is headed. It's not to scare you, just telling you the truth. The media ain't going to tell you, but the proof's in the pudding. The end is not. And Jesus is coming to get his church. That's what all this tells me. The U.S. economy is on the verge of collapse at any moment. The world is right now, as we see, is literally at the end of its run. When you know what season you're in, you can see it a mile. The world is collapsing. It's collapsing quicker than we could have imagined. It's falling apart. God just jumped.
Chevy makes America's most dependable trucks. Because it's a Chevy truck.
Now, if this right here is correct, and there seems to be something to it, I wouldn't even bring it up, but there's something to this. Let me get over there to it.
Oh, yeah.
See, it's all over the news. Get this thing to load. Now, it seems to me that everything is converging on Iran. Now, Iran, for some reason, believes us different, including Russia believes it, that we're about to attack them within days. That's why they're rushing all this equipment in there.
Hey, thanks for coming.
Now, here's the thing. Iran has already put in place to take out the right there, the Persian Gulf there at the Suez.
Don't freak out.
If they do that, they can completely interrupt the most important flow to the world. When they do that, this crash, this gold rush here, is going to make
Time to go get myself a girlfriend. All right.
From the intel I'm seeing, they know this. They know what they're doing. They know they're mining it. They know they're putting missile defenses in there to take down all these locations coming out.
Listen to this.
All they got to do is send three of them.
Yes. I can't
When
believe
they
it.
send three
Crazy.
containers coming out of there,
I was just about to ask her.
the intern's got to
And
be
she
something
asked
else.
me if I wanted a private lesson.
It will be such a fast event, most Americans will not even see it coming until they go to the bank and there's nothing there. So, that is what's happening. That's why I'm telling you, right now, the best time, keep your eyes on Jesus. Because the world is collapsing so quickly.
Get over to her house. Oh, man.
Saudi Arabia condemns Israel's official settlers for storming Palestinian colony.
She is
So,
an adult.
Saudi Arabia condemned on Wednesday the storming
forgot you were there.
of mosques
Sorry,
and
but I didn't
taken by Israel's officials. The settlers under the protection of Israel forces. The Saudi king reiterated strong condemnation of the continued attacks of the security of the Al-Qaeda mosque. Once again, the Temple Mount is drawing everybody in. And Israel has gotten to the point where they're not listening to the people that control it anymore. They're just not. I've also seen a wide range of MAGA supporters now turning against Israel at alarming speed. I've watched a lot of these channels teach this. I've watched them now. They're turning against Israel. You're seeing this here.
Yes.
When you see that, Israel's going to be isolated. And I'm not saying Israel's government is not corrupt. It is very corrupt, just as corrupt as ours. But they have a covenant with God, and we all know where that's going to go. This America forcing Israel to the table, forcing Israel to do what they supposed to do is not going to go well. That's why you're seeing the collapse. It's all going to collapse so quickly. Nobody's going to see it coming.
By the way,
But the good news is the rescue will be there. We always call it the Red Sea moment. That's when God, He knows exactly when that moment is. I don't, you don't, nobody does. He does know that moment when this, and that Deagle report, and it started to make its rounds again. And let me tell you something very disturbing that I heard the other day. A lot of people ignore it as usual. They just ignore everything. It's on Elon Musk. I don't know if she's his fiance, girlfriend, whatever. So they're having this conversation with her. She comes out and she goes, well, we all know that there's going to be a depopulation very soon, so we don't have to worry about a lot of these jobs. What the heck does she know? We don't know. That goes from the deal. So, at this point, they know exactly what they're going to do. They've got everybody fooled. See, they tell you they're going to release all these lists, they're going to bring people to justice. They have done what? They've done little things to keep you off of them, but they have done nothing but start wars and wars and wars all over the planet. That's what they've done. This Venezuela deal, it's the same thing. Iran, Israel, all these wars could break out anyway. So I said, there's never been a time like this where we're about to landmines. It's just going to take that one. It might even be something stupid to me and you that sets this thing off. But it's all planned. It's pre-planned. What brought it all on? Why is gold so high? It all started back in 2020. That's when it started. You shut down all the governments in the world. This is what you get. 2020 was the and the effects are still being felt today. That's all.
Tacos? Is that Zaxby? No. Who's got the sauce? Okay, if there's one AI site builder you need to me, this is Dope Tech Complete. Now this whole flow is a conversation, so your words actually build your website. I'm going for a story. And after a free-flowing conversation,
Yep.
With us, as we're breaking down all of the news, all of the action, James Comey disgraced, FBI director pleading not guilty, being arraigned today on those charges. As we know, Jack Smith, the corrupt prosecutor, spying on Americans with Operation Arctic Frost. In fact, the United States senators like Lindsey Graham to Marsha Blackburn, as well as congressmen who were in the crosshairs of their investigation. But we know that the investigators have become the investigated and that you do not have the ability to be above the law in this country. Everyone equal under the law.
Yeah,
People
anyway,
under
is
God.
that's
So we will
Miss
watch
Otto's
those
first
stories
thing.
as
Anyway,
they continue to
he's
develop
really
into
popular with
this
the guys.
ridiculous
And I
government
kind of took her
shutdown
away
that
from
has
it,
taken
when
place
she became my
over the
girl
course
before
of the
they had a
last
chance.
week. In fact, going back
Turns
to
out
some of the
Henry's a
points from
really straight
yesterday,
teacher when it comes to grades.
we have a situation where the Democrats clearly want to illegal in healthcare, and number
Yeah,
seven,
good-looking people just flock together, you know? It's like a law of attraction.
describing under a minute why these Democrats want this shutdown. It's for illegal aliens and healthcare, providing
Come
for
on,
them.
don't worry, we're still gonna hang out,
Oregon,
right?
Illinois, California, New York,
Anyway,
other
what about
50
you?
states
Make any progress with
allegedly
tucking us up?
illegal under the Obamacare administration.
I feel guilty hiding all that happiness.
These
I'm gonna
Democrats
wish for you to be happy too.
illegal aliens than they do about you, the American citizen.
Hey, don't tell anyone about me and Henry, okay? These teachers aren't allowed to date students. I only told you because I trust you.
And the Democrats claim that there was no meeting with President Trump back roughly 9 or 10 days ago. That Monday
Look at the
last
time.
week,
I'm way behind on my favorite show.
Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries.
Well, I guess that's because real life is way better than any show right now.
Same with the Palestinian senator, also from New York City, Chuck Schumer. He lost something as well, so he's looking outside of the West Wing, outside of that door, after meeting with President Trump and Vice President Vance in the Oval Office. They also...
Oh, it's you. Welcome
Is
back.
out to dry clothes. What? Hold on, we're gonna get all this here, guys.
Yeah.
Mr. Johnson promised to stop the National Guard from taking to the streets in an act of rebellion. Now, this commander-in-chief is unstable, unhinged, and quite frankly is a warning to democracy. And it's not the first time the U.S. commander has called for the top of it. Oh my goodness. Oh, wow. Okay, so unjustly, I am not going anywhere. I'm gonna stay firm. Okay, now, again, now he's bringing the you know what. It has nothing to do with this wedding. Mr. Johnson, it has nothing to do with that. I'm telling you guys, I do believe that there'll be some kind of civil war, and I do believe, and I did talk about this last night, martial law will possibly hit the fan in 2026. Alright guys, before I start, for those who want to send us letters or requests, you can send it to me, Louis Santiago.
What are you looking for?
Santiago at 3432 US Highway.
Everything look good here?
2. I will call that
Right. It's all yours.
691. And for those of you that want to contribute to the channel, you have the Cash App link and PayPal link.
That was yours. It's all
In the
yours.
description box. Thank you again for your support. Your question will always be
What would be?
Commander
As long as
said
you need it.
Governor, Illinois, and the mayor to be
What are you looking for? What are you looking for? What would be? What are you looking for? That what you want? All right then. What would be? What are you looking for? Take as long as you need. What are you looking for? What'd you bring? How many? You're handing that over? Sure, it's a deal. How many are you selling? You're handing that over? All right. I'll take it.
Disconnected.
How many? You're handing that over? All right. I'll take that. How many? You sure now? All right. I'll take that. How many are you selling? You're handing that over? All right. I'll take that.
Disconnected.
How many? You're handing that over? Sure. It's a deal. How many are you selling? You're handing that over? Sure. It's a deal.
How many? Sure now. Sure. It's a deal. How many? Sure now. All right. I'll take that. Public P. What are you looking for? 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 Take as long as you need. Everything look good here? Good. It's all yours.
Connected.
That what you want? All right then. Everything look good here? Great. It's all yours.
Disconnected.
Public P. Take as long as you need. Take as long as you need. What are you looking for? What are you looking for? Everything look good here? All right then. What are you looking for? Take as long as you need. Public P. What are you looking for?
fish and artichoke dip crackers. What? I don't have the dictator. Yeah.
Power off.
Again, adding to that long hot summer of the late 60s. Many of you were probably around to witness all of that. And again, does history repeat itself? I would rather say, as someone who is well read in history and I enjoy American history.
How's everybody doing? Hope everybody's doing well. I've been very sleepy. Sorry about yesterday. Something come up. Here they. I said I had an update video today. First policy for this weekend we will see. All we can do is watch and wait. I hope you're doing well. I will be live Saturday. 10 a.m. Hope everybody's doing well. Keep praying for everybody. Keep looking up.